It started with a quiet morning sun falling softly across the curtains of a house no one expected to see on screen. A camera light blinked once then twice, and a familiar voice laughed shyly before the first words were spoken. "Hello, everyone, welcome to our home." It was Shen Yue's voice, calm, warm, and trembling slightly with excitement. Beside her, Dylan Wang adjusted the camera with that same boyish smile that once made the entire internet lose its mind. They were not acting this time. This was real. The two had just launched their first family vlog, and within minutes fans across the world were already crying watching the very first clip. The video opened with soft piano music in the background as Shen Yue set out breakfast on the table. She looked radiant in a simple white dress, her hair loose and untouched by makeup lights. Dylan appeared from behind carrying a tray with 2 cups of coffee, and their laughter filled the room. It was not scripted. It was not rehearsed. For once it felt like a glimpse into something genuine between two souls who had shared years of rumors, heartbreaks, and reconciliations. The comments section exploded within minutes. Viewers called it the most healing video of the year. Some could not believe how natural they were together. Others pointed out the tiny things. The way Shen Yue reached across the table to fix Dylan's collar. The way he quietly looked at her when she spoke as if no one else existed. Every detail felt personal, every glance felt loaded with memories fans could only imagine. Later in the vlog, Dylan took the viewers on a tour of their garden. He laughed as Shen Yue tried to plant a small rose bush while complaining that the soil was too hard. The sun hit their faces and created a halo of light around them. It felt like watching two people rediscover what peace meant after chaos. When they talked about how they met again after so long, Shen Yue's tone softened. She said, "Sometimes it takes losing everything to realize what you were always meant to find." Dylan smiled and quietly said, "Maybe this time we will do it right." The video continued with clips of them cooking dinner together. Dylan burned the vegetables twice, and Shen Yue teased him about how he always gets too confident before checking the pan. He laughed, saying, "Maybe I just wanted to see you scold me again," and she rolled her eyes, pretending to be angry. But in that moment, the warmth between them was undeniable. It was as if the camera itself could feel the love that still existed even after everything. One of the most emotional scenes came at night when they sat by the balcony, lights reflecting on their faces. Shen Yue leaned her head on Dylan's shoulder and spoke about how hard it was to constantly live under public judgment. She said, "People often forget that behind the characters there are real hearts that get tired too." Dylan listened in silence, then softly whispered that no matter what people say, what matters most is that they finally found peace together. Fans flooded social media with messages calling the vlog a masterpiece of emotion. Hashtags trended globally within hours. Some said it was the best comeback the industry had ever seen. Others said it was not just content, it was closure for everyone who had followed their journey since their early days. The atmosphere of love and nostalgia carried through every second of the vlog, and it became clear that this was not just a simple video. It was a statement. The second part of the vlog showed unseen footage from their daily lives. Shen Yue feeding a stray cat outside their home, Dylan editing the video while pretending to be serious but laughing whenever Shen Yue sneaked behind him to make faces at the camera. It was light-hearted yet emotional. Every frame reminded viewers that sometimes love grows quietly without needing big words or public declarations. Then came the moment that melted every heart. At the end of the vlog, Dylan looked at the camera and said softly, "Thank you for staying with us all these years through silence and through storms. We hope this is the start of something real, something simple, something new." Shen Yue smiled and added, "If you are watching this, know that love is not about perfection. It is about patience and starting again." The screen faded slowly to a montage of memories, old clips of them filming together, behind-the-scenes laughter and teary-eyed confessions that had once made headlines. The final shot lingered on their hands, resting on the same table, fingers gently intertwined as sunlight streamed through the window. Viewers across the world described it as the most touching video they had seen in years. Some said it felt like watching two souls forgive time itself. Others believed it was a message of hope that even when everything falls apart, love can still begin again. The comment section was filled with fans saying they were crying, smiling, and healing all at once. The industry could not ignore it either. News outlets called it the rebirth of one of the most beloved on-screen pairings in Asia. Directors praised their authenticity. Brands immediately reached out. But beyond all the headlines, the truth was simple. This vlog was not made to prove anything. It was made because they were ready to live again in their own truth. The final few minutes of the video showed a simple message on the screen. A new beginning. No fancy edits, no special effects, just those 3 words against a backdrop of calm music. It was a promise that after everything they had endured, Dylan and Shen Yue were not only ready to share their story but to live it fully, without fear, without pretense. As night fell, the world kept talking about them. Screens across continents replayed their smiles over and over again. And in the quiet corner of that little home, somewhere far from the noise of fame, they probably sat together watching the same video, holding hands, and realizing that sometimes love does not end. It simply takes a new form and begins again. The morning after their first vlog upload, the world hadn't yet stopped talking. News outlets, fan pages, and entertainment blogs all carried the same headline: Dylan, Wang and Shen Yue's family vlog breaks the internet. Within hours, it had hit 10 million views. But while the internet was caught up in the smiles and laughter, something deeper lingered behind those camera lenses, a story that wasn't fully told. When the second vlog dropped a week later, the tone was different. Softer. More reflective. The video opened with Shen Yue sitting on the floor of their living room, surrounded by photo albums. Her hair was tied back loosely, her eyes calm but thoughtful. She looked directly into the camera and said quietly, "There are things people don't know, things that took years to understand." Fans leaned closer to their screens. The sound of soft guitar music filled the background as Dylan entered the frame holding a steaming cup of tea. He placed it beside her, sat down, and smiled gently. He said, "We wanted this vlog not to be just about our smiles, but about the road that brought us here, the moments we never showed." And then, they began to share everything. The video transitioned into flashbacks, short clips, unseen footage from behind the scenes of their early dramas. A younger Shen Yue, laughing uncontrollably during filming. Dylan looking at her with quiet admiration when she wasn't aware the camera was rolling. Those were the moments that fans never got to see, the ones that carried years of quiet affection buried beneath professionalism. Then the screen faded to a darker tone. The cheerful music stopped. Shen Yue's voice came in, softer now. "But fame isn't kind to hearts," she said. "It takes what's private and makes it public, until you forget what belongs to you." The scene shifted to Dylan sitting alone at a piano. His fingers moved slowly across the keys as he spoke. "There was a time we couldn't even talk without people turning it into a story," he said. "We stopped calling, stopped visiting, stopped everything, not because we wanted to, but because the noise around us was louder than our voices." For a long pause, neither of them spoke. The silence was heavy, filled with emotion only their eyes could express. And then Shen Yue said something that broke everyone watching. "There were nights I watched our old interviews just to remember how we used to laugh." The comment section exploded with tears and hearts. Fans couldn't believe how honest and raw they were being. But then came the most powerful moment. Dylan looked into the camera and said, "Sometimes, people think love only exists in grand gestures, but real love is in forgiveness. It's in showing up again, even when you said you never would." The screen faded to a short montage of them rebuilding, laughing during cooking, teasing each other in the car, fixing decorations together. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. They showed moments of silence too, where they didn't talk, only sat close, as if presence was enough. Then Shen Yue revealed something that made everyone gasp. She confessed that for 2 years, they didn't see or speak to each other. Every attempt at communication was drowned by misunderstanding and fear of judgment. But when they met again, it wasn't on a set or at an event. It was at a quiet park by chance. Dylan was sitting on a bench, reading. She walked past him, unsure if she should say hello. But he looked up, smiled, and said, "You came back." The vlog showed a dramatized reenactment of that meeting, shot beautifully in soft golden light. Viewers said it felt like watching a scene from a romance movie. But this wasn't fiction. It was their truth, wrapped in years of silence finally breaking open. As the story unfolded, the tone shifted again, from sadness to peace. Shen Yue said, "We realized that sometimes you need distance to understand the worth of connection. We both grew up, changed, and learned what really matters." The next segment showed a series of moments from their new life. They were decorating their small home, laughing as Dylan tried to fix a broken lamp, Shen Yue painting while he hummed behind her. Each frame felt soaked in tenderness. And then, as night fell in the vlog, they sat by a campfire outside. The stars were bright. The only sound was the soft crackle of the fire. Dylan looked into the camera and said, "To everyone who supported us, thank you. To those who doubted, we understand. But this is our real story. Not a rumor, not a script. Just us." Shen Yue took a deep breath and added, "We can't promise perfection, but we can promise honesty. This vlog isn't a comeback. It's a new beginning." The video ended with their hands clasped together as a text appeared on screen. Sometimes endings are just disguised beginnings. But just when viewers thought it was over, an unseen clip rolled in after the credits. Shen Yue running around the house trying to chase their dog, laughing uncontrollably while Dylan filmed. Her voice echoed faintly in the background, "Stop recording." And he replied, "Never, because this is the part everyone needs to see, the laughter after the storm." Fans flooded the comments with emotional words. "They're not acting anymore," one wrote. "This is real." Another said, "This vlog healed me." It's like watching forgiveness take shape in front of your eyes. Within hours, the video reached record-breaking engagement. The media called it the most genuine celebrity moment of the year. Marketing analysts said their natural authenticity revived interest in slow-paced, heartfelt content in an era of quick fame. But for Dylan and Shen Yue, it wasn't about numbers anymore. It was about the journey. A journey that began with laughter, got lost in noise, and finally found its way back home. The final lines of the vlog's closing narration were Dylan's words, spoken gently over a montage of the sunset. "We thought the cameras were only for stories. Now we know they can capture truth too. The truth that love never really disappears. It just waits for the right moment to return." The screen faded out completely. Just silence. No music. No words. Just the memory of two people who once said goodbye and somehow found a way to say hello again. And for fans around the world, that moment, that quiet ending, said everything. It wasn't just a vlog. It was closure. It was rebirth. It was love rediscovered in the simplest of ways.